welcome to Gen 8 News. I'm your news anchor, Kateri Smith, here to talk to you about all the latest genetics topics. Today's topic is embryology, the study of how embryos form and develop. So trendy right now is assisted reproductive technologies such as in vitro fertilization. Studies state that in vitro fertilization has been helping millions of women who are infertile to produce babies and children of their own. Today's interview comes from Jade Moorhead, who's in the studio interviewing no other than the no-talented celebrity Kim Kardashian West. Take it away, Jade.
It is currently 7 o'clock. We're here in Kim Kardashian's room to gather information on the study of embryonic development, which is also known as embryology. The objectives of the study of embryology are to detect the formation of embryos, the embryo's aptness to withstand obstacles to development, such as infertility of the maternal figure, and the manner in which the embryo develops. Assisted reproductive technologies aid in the ability of the maternal or paternal figures to create a fertilized gamete, also known as a zygote, that will result in viable offspring. Coming up, a story that shocked millions, an icon of the century with no talent, Kim Kardashian, underwent the process of in vitro fertilization in 2012. Was Saint a test tube baby? Find out up next when we talk to Kanye and Kim in the newsroom.
With no talent? Maybe if you had an in vitro baby, you would know what it was like to struggle your struggling career and prepare for motherhood, but you don't. So Yeezy.
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Okay, anyways, so the first question the public has been dying to know is if Saint was grown in a test tube. If not, how could little Saint possibly develop with that natural means?
Honey, Saint wasn't grown in a test tube. He technically did not even exist yet until they re-injected my egg and Kanye's sperm mixture. I think they said it was something like a xylophone or goat. I don't know.
Did you mean to say a zygote?
Like, you know how I feel. Why would you say that?
Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation.
Yeezy.
Right. So the next most asked question was if there are any complications in the process or any that you were worried about prior to the procedure.
Yeah, I was worried that I would experience preeclampsia again, which is when your blood pressure gets Yeah, I was worried that I would experience preeclampsia again, which is when your blood pressure gets crazy high and the needle injected into my uterus would cause placenta accreta again, which is when the blood vessels stick and grow to the walls in my uterus. This is why we consider IVF in the first place, to prevent what happened from the first birth of North. It was a really long process. I had to go for several sessions for it to be successful. Luckily, the needles didn't upset my uterine wall.
Was embryonic development normal, and how was the birthing process?
It was pretty normal. Once the doctors and the lab techs eventually found a desirable fertilized egg that would be least likely to suffer any health complications that could be debilitating to me or the child, they injected the fertilized egg into my uterus for little Saint to begin forming.
When was Saint born?
December 5th, 2015. Yeezy.
Wait. Okay. Thank you for taking the time to share your story with us, Kim and Kanye. I am Zeta Rodriguez with Gen News 8.
This is Kateri reporting live from Gen News 8 with Dr. B, the most successful surgeon in assisted reproductive technologies and in vitro fertilization. How are you today, Dr. B?
Hi Kateri. My name is Dr. B. I'm very well today.
What are you going to talk to us about today?
We're going to talk about in vitro fertilization. So first, let us talk about what it is. It is a series of procedural treatments that is utilized to aid in the process of conceiving a child in individuals who may have genetic issues or infertility. Now let's go through the process on my diagram.
Now Dr. B is going to describe the whole process of the assisted reproductive technology in vitro fertilization. What do you have for us, Dr. B?
Okay, hello Kateri. Today we are going to talk about the in vitro fertilization process. First, we have the woman is provided a hormone treatment, either through pills or injection, to trigger egg production. Here we have the ovary and the uterus. When the eggs form in the ovary, they mature on the outside of the ovary. When they are completely mature, they shed. Multiple eggs are extracted from ovaries. Number 3, in the lab, eggs are mixed with sperm cells in a culture dish for fertilization process. Here the little sperms are swimming into the petri dish. After the little sperms are put in the petri dish, the fertilized eggs or embryos are incubated for 48 hours. Here is the incubator. Embryos are then implanted in the woman's uterus or frozen for future implanting. Here are the eggs implanted. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. B.
Hello, this is Jade with Gen 8 News. Today we are going to be with
Sharkeisha and Tyree.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, you two. My first question to you, Sharkeisha, is what were the struggles you faced when undergoing the process of IVF?
Well, before I got pregnant, I had a lot of issues with laparoscopic egg retrieval, including arthrocentesis and inflammation of my uterus. The doctor says that my baby Jaquan was not going to be able to make it, but through 7 months of pregnancy, I was finally able to give birth through in vitro fertilization. Doesn't he look like his father? Right, Tyree?
Yeah. Actually, he looks nothing like me. That's not my kid. I'm sorry.
Okay, Tyreek, keep lying. I hate you. You left me on the street.
Yeah, so the other question is, what are some benefits that you experienced from this artificial process?
After going to in vitro, I was able to pick the sex of my child. I was also able to save future embryos for future children to be produced later.
Great.
He ain't got my nose, bruh.
He is your baby. He's got your eyes. Look at his eyes.
Good morning, Sharkeisha. So, my first question...
Sharkeisha, but...
Okay. So, Sharkeisha, what were the struggles you faced from undergoing the process of in vitro fertilization?
Well, when I was giving birth to my son Jaquan, the doctor said that my uterus was not responding well to the needle during laparoscopic egg retrieval. The uterus lining would be inflamed and my skin turned red. During my first trimester, I experienced a lot of pain, but the rest of my pregnancy went smoothly. Towards my 3rd trimester, my beautiful son Jaquan was born from my husband Tyree, and we had a baby.
That is great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the other question is, what are some benefits that you experienced from this artificial process?
The benefits I experienced was after I formed my embryos, I was able to pick the sex of my child. I was also able to save embryos in storage for future children to be made. It also decreased the risk of me developing an STD from my husband, Tyreek, who've been sleeping around. And yeah. Thank you, Sharkeisha and Tyreek. Next, we have our meteorology forecast for the month from our meteorologist, Jade Moorhead.
December of 2018's forecast, we are going to be looking at the female reproductive system. First, we start with the maturation of the egg in the ovaries, and then we are going to go right over to the next phase where the egg is released. And then we are going to go right over to the next phase where the egg is released. And then the endometrium begins to develop. This is where the endometrium layers thicken a lot. And then we go into menstruation, where the lining of the uterus is shed, and then it creates a trickling of blood. The month ahead will involve a rainy forecast from 3 days to a whole week. Out of the 4 weeks, we will see this process right here. Those eggs are traveling to those fallopian tubes like there's no tomorrow. Wait till the right spermatozoa comes. Then they'll be rushing to that mature egg like a tornado, girl.
Thank you, Jade. That's it for today's Hot Topic segment. Tune in at 4 to find out, will Justin Bieber ever stop balding? Thanks for tuning in to Gen News 8. I'm your news anchor, Kateri Smith, keeping it fresh. Let's see how our sports players are doing on the field.
Give me my wing. No, I said to throw it.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's start again.
Complications that could be devastating.
Please, Jade! I'm your news anchor, Kateri Smith. Jade! Oh God, Jade.
Right here in the... Where is that?
Oh my gosh, Jade!
Would cause placenta.
Placenta!
Placenta, that's what I said! Would cause placenta.
Thank you, Jade. That's edited.
We're going to editing, and you'll be like, doesn't he look like his father?
Okay.
You'll be like, he ain't got my, like, and pretend that you mad.
Okay. He ain't got my nose, bruh.
No, be like, he ain't got my nose, bro.
He ain't got my nose, bruh.
Bruh?
He ain't got. He ain't got my nose, bruh.
I was just gonna show it to you. I was gonna show it to you.